Welcome to the Compass e-learning series. This session will show the basics of operating the branch or strategic business unit version of Compass. At PlanSmith, we often refer to this version by its initials, SBU. Remember that you can pause this tutorial at any time you want to try something in Compass. The SBU version of Compass lets you measure performance by branch or department and plan at both the branch and consolidated level. This session will focus on features that automate and simplify the process of handling multiple branches and departments. Compass allows you to load either the consolidated plan or an individual branch, but it's usually easier to start by loading the consolidated plan. Often the consolidated plan name is the institution name plus the letters SBU. As we open Compass, we'll select PlanSmith SBU.mdb from the list of available plans. Now we can see the path and file name in the bottom left-hand corner of the screen. Nearly everything you do frequently in this program can be reached by one of the buttons on the navigational toolbar. And all functions are available from the main menu, which is just above the navigational toolbar. The first button on the navigational toolbar takes you back to the opening screen that we're currently viewing. The yellow folder button allows you to open a new plan, but we'll show you a better way to open a branch plan in just a minute. You can save your work by clicking on the button with a floppy disk. Click the red Data Bridge button to import your monthly data into Compass. You can download all of your branches and departments at once, but only if you run Data Bridge from the consolidated plan. Compass reads branch codes in your data to distribute balances to each of the branches and cost centers. The next button is the Update Financial. That screen will allow you to verify your financials, make adjustments, or enter any off-balance sheet or memo items that you need for reports or custom ratios. There are two ways to forecast in Compass. Top-down, which is starting at the total level and pushing down to the branches, or bottom-up, starting at a branch and rolling up the total. The next few icons are used for top-down forecasting. The button with the graph opens the rate forecast area. All units in an SBU must use the same set of rate forecasts, and forecasts can only be updated or edited from the consolidated plan, not the branch or department. In Budget Compass Plus and Financial Compass, the first 22 rates can be updated automatically each month. You can add additional rates yourself and either enter them manually or build a model so that they change in response to one of the first 22 rates. This modeling function is a great way to avoid the time-consuming task of maintaining pricing models at each and every branch. For example, let's look at a pricing model for commercial loans that is used in all of our branches. A model like this changes pricing for all the branches at once, so you don't have to edit each branch. This model defines levels in the driver rate. In this case, we're using the prime rate as the driver, where there's a change from a floor to a spread, then to a ceiling. There are other e-learning series videos that detail this process. In a minute, we'll see how to apply the model to each branch. The next button on our navigational toolbar, the Adding Machine Tape and Pencil, opens Account Projections. When the consolidated plan is active, selecting the Department View tab allows us to edit projections for all the units in one place. For example, let's say the president wants to reach $55 million in commercial fixed-rate loans by the end of the year. Let's look at the commercial fixed-rate loan category to see how our current projections compare to that goal. We're a few million short. Well, let's open the Department View tab. Wow, a lot of branches there. It could take a long time to figure out how to make all those adjustments to reach that goal. But Compass can make it easy. We don't have to change every single branch because any change in the total column of this branch view will be allocated in proportion to each branch. And Compass even has quick edit functions that simplify the process of changing each month, building up to that goal over time. We could just highlight the range between next month and December of the end of our budget year, in the total column. Now we'll right-click in the highlighted area, select Ramp to Value, and enter 55,000 in the change box. Now we enter 55,000 because all of our balance sheet items in Compass are in thousands of dollars. We'll click OK, and look at that. Compass has posted the change to all of our branches just like that. Now since we're talking about forecasting, let's jump ahead a few buttons and we'll click Consolidation. That's the button with the organizational chart on it. Now this gives us access to the individual branches and departments in case we need to use the bottom-up method. For example, let's say that we had a meeting with the manager of our Southdale branch to discuss her budget. Well, we'll double-click the Southdale box and Compass will load the plan for just that branch. The path in the bottom corner confirms that the branch plan is loaded and we're no longer in the SBU plan. Any changes we make in the branch will only impact the consolidated plan if we save the changes we make. Let's go back to that commercial loan fixed rate account again. As we look at the end of month balance column, we see that it carries the same balances that we applied just a few minutes ago when we edited in the Consolidated Departmental View tab. But as we're looking at the account, our branch manager notices that the new balance column does not show a loan that we plan to make next month. It's $1.5 million. So we can just simply add that loan. As soon as we do that, we can see down at the bottom that we have a nice boost in income and balances as a result of that change. Our manager also feels that she'll be able to get a better rate on new loans than what she sees here. We can click the button under the offering rate column and verify that these loans are already priced at the commercial fixed rate that we talked about when we were in the consolidated area. But we can still leave the rate tied to that general automatic model and simply add a spread in the value box for this branch only. And the manager's okay with an additional 25 basis points, so why not? Let's look at one more great shortcut at the branch level. You can view and change an entire category all at once. We'll scroll down to non-interest expense. Rather than spend a lot of time poring over expense detail account by account, we can start by applying a single growth rate to all the accounts, and then if we want, we can still go back to individual accounts and make exceptions. For example, if we want to hold expenses at the same levels as last year, we can simply click the button under this year's column heading. We could choose annual growth rate and enter a 0 in the percent box. When we click 0, Compass will adjust all the expense accounts to 0 growth. But as I click OK, I see there's just one problem. The expense for every single month is the same. Our manager objects to this because she knows that a lot of the expenses in her department vary by month. We can choose another method that's almost as easy. We'll select New Month from Previous Month. This will default to a 0 in each month for the next 5 years. And that's what we want, no growth. So we'll just click Save As button and give the model a name, like 0 growth, that works. And we click OK on the name box, then click OK on the model box, and Compass will do the rest. We've still got our 0 growth, but now we're carrying forward the levels from the year before by month. Now, if you wanted to use another growth rate instead of 0, you can just enter the rate you want in each month and click the Save As. Give that another name besides 0 growth, of course. To make exceptions, you can click on any account and click the button under this year's column heading and choose Manual and just type in whatever you want. Better yet, you can copy the numbers from a spreadsheet or an email or any table that accepts a Windows copy command and just paste them into Compass. Now, there are a lot of other shortcuts for entering projections that are covered in a separate e-learning series video. But once you've finished making all the volume and rate changes to your branch, we can click the up arrow button that appeared in our navigational toolbar and get back to the consolidated plan. Make sure to say yes to saving your changes, unless you're just practicing, of course, and you really don't want to save anything. Once we get back to the main plan, we can verify that in the lower left-hand corner, and we can stay in the consolidation screen to move in and out of other branches for updating volumes and rates in those individual branches or departments. Once we finish making changes to all the units, we're ready to return to the consolidated plan. That's where we bring everything together. When you're ready to do that, you click the button with the calculator and pen, then click Compute All Departments. This will bring all the branch and departments up to the total level, rebalance everything, and you'll be all set for ratios and reporting or anything else you view at the consolidated level. If you want to review any interest rate risk reports, use the button with the calculator and the lightning bolt to compute the rate shock as well. Reports can be viewed, customized, or printed at either the consolidated or individual unit level. Simply click the button with the report page. When the consolidated plan is loaded, most reports will show consolidated results only. But there are two ways to get branch level detail right from this consolidated level. One way is to select reports from the branch comparison folder that's near the bottom of the reports menu. These reports are designed to provide side-by-side views of important branch and department information. The second way to see both consolidated and branch and department individual results is to use a report script. Just be sure to right-click the report name in the script, select Properties, and verify that Print All Departments is set to Yes. There are other options for customizing, printing, or exporting to Excel and using scripts, and they're discussed in a separate e-learning series video as well. Let's move on to the remaining buttons on the navigational toolbar. The button with the ruler, pencil, and report page opens a custom report designer. This allows you to drag and drop line items or ratios in any order you want. The next button with the X over the Y activates the custom ratio designer. Any custom ratio that you build can be included in either a custom report or uploaded into the executive dashboard. The button with the speedometer opens the executive dashboard on the web for viewing or printing only. You can load new data into the dashboard by selecting Submit Plan to Executive Dashboard in the Utilities in the main menu. The next button with the widening road opens Banker's GPS. That's PlanSmith's goal positioning system. Banker's GPS is a call report-based tool that lets you compare your results to any bank or any group of banks throughout the whole country. One last item, the Help option at the end of the main menu. Help lets you pull up an online copy of the user manual, verify what version of Compass you're currently operating, or quickly find our contact information. Let's review a few key tips for running the branch or SBU version of Compass. Always check the path at the bottom left corner of the screen to see if you're at the consolidated level or the individual unit level before you make any changes or load reports. Unless you plan to work at just a single unit, always start at the consolidated level, and normally you can identify that level by the letters SBU somewhere in the plan file name. Decide on top-down, bottom-up, or a combination of each method to really streamline your reporting and forecasting process. Thank you for taking advantage of our e-learning series. Please contact us or view additional information or tutorials that are available through the links shown. Thanks for being a PlanSmith client.